Baturdays. Baturdays. Omnidog is the minister of comics. Talk forever, get right your ergonomics. Taking questions from the chat. With a name like that, you think they talk more about the past. Baturdays. 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 In the BatCave.
Good evening and welcome to Baturdays in the BatCave. Wait a second. That's not the Minister of Comics. That's Rick's Rambling Reviews. What happened to the Minister of Comics? Did you kidnap him and take his place?
I sent him a $100 bill and I said, "Hey, let me fill in for you on a Saturday. Take it easy."
Where's my $100 bill? This is Rick. Go ahead.
You got 200 on your way.
Oh, right on, man. First of all, I'm Omnidog. Thank you for tuning in. And this is Rick from Rick's Rambling Reviews on Instagram.
Hey, everyone.
My buddy. And, of course, James Abel with the great comment. You don't see Omar doing anything like this, do you? Hashtag Omnidog is better than Omar. We need to get that hashtag going. Omar's at Heroes Con. I've been texting back and forth with him. He's his usual self. So Hayden says, "Happy Tangents Day."
Does he got a booth at Heroes Con?
No, he's just wandering around, meeting creators, taking pictures with people, getting recognized by the thousands. Flush, this entire production is sketchy. Oh, Silver Age Omnidog is here. Yeah, show me the Dosh as well. Silver Age Omnidog trademark. You son of a bitch. How dare you?
We're sponsored by Roosevelt's, you know?
That's right. Let's mine is the Avengers one. I got to compliment it on leaving dinner Thursday night. Mine is the Marvel one that I think, if you can see, it's got all the Marvel heroes.
Yeah, you can see like Hawkeye. Is that Iron Man? That's an orange. Cap.
There's also Rocket. Not Gru.
Oh.
Groot. Groot's on there.
Tree Guy.
Yeah, Tree Guy's on there.
What's the Mr. Tree?
Mr. Tree. I did see that.
Yeah.
And you also have a Roosevelt shirt on.
Yeah, I got the Millennium Falcon.
Nice.
Yeah.
Rick and I are big fans of Roosevelt's shirts.
Oh, they're super comfortable. They're like, amazing.
Yeah. And
I'm sure by the end of the year, I'll have like all my shirts will just be Roosevelt shirts.
I got this for Father's Day. I bought it myself, gave it to my wife and said, "You forgot to order this for me. Here it is." And then I forgot about it like I do everything. So it worked out perfectly.
Nice. That's awesome. I just got a email today that they have like a new Ninja Turtles collection. And I went on, I was like, I want at least 2 or 3 of those. So
just a sec. My daughter's messaging me. So I have to say on the air. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm on the air. She can live without me. Okay.
Did you guys beat Horizon for what is it?
Oh, we're so far behind. We're I think 18 to 20% done because we only play it on Sundays. But we did beat the boss that we needed to beat, and then we got thrown into an even tougher boss battle, but we didn't have to lower the level because it was a level. It was like a snake, this mechanical snake that came up out of the arena, but we were properly leveled up for this fight, whereas we weren't properly leveled up for the previous fight, and that's because my daughter doesn't like to go on side quests.
Okay.
And I'm like, sweetie, I think we have to go on side quests to level up properly, and so I'm supposed to do those during the week, and I kind of haven't done this previous side quest that I was supposed to do. Maybe I can do it. I might be able to do it after the show. That'd be good. It is Forbidden West, Flush.
Does it take a long time to level up?
No, but I think you do need to do the side quest so you get the experience points so you do level up.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this whole conversation has been recorded because I had, oh my gosh.
As like a text?
Yeah. Okay, I deleted it.
I was gonna say you should just send it and then she'd just be like, what?
It was everything I just said. Yeah, it was everything I just said. Right. Side quests are fun. But my daughter would rather just go into battle, but that's okay. I'm going to do the side quests and then we'll go back to the main battle. I'll try doing the side quests that I'm supposed to do after the show.
Is it like side missions, or is it just like you go fight like random creatures and then like get experience points and then?
Well, you do favors for people, or somebody will say, I've like in the first game, I've lost my son or something, and you've got to go track down his son, and then there's a whole interplay there. And this side quest is to flush out and kill everybody in the bandits camp. Okay. And it's a big battle because there's like 20 bandits and they're all armored up, and so you kind of have to do those, or you're not going to be able to progress as far as you want.
Right. And like, does it change like the path of the story if like you do one favor, like if someone asks you to do a favor and you say yes or you say no, like does it change the story at all, or does it matter?
You can say yes, and you can say yes, comma, or something, but I'll get back to you. And the person says, fine, I'll wait for you here in X. And then you can go on with the main mission, or you can do like I'm doing and going on a side quest, because this clearing out of the bandits camp should have happened like 5 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah. Flesh is right. Some quests do alter aspects of the main quest. So you do have to do some of them. You don't get a choice in some of them.
Right. Okay.
What is the comics equivalent of side quests? Flesh says comic equivalent is tie-ins. Yeah, that's good. It sort of branches out from the main mission, and you can get stuff that you need besides experience points. You can get new weapons and new outfits, new armor, stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I've been playing Zelda. Which one is it? Not Twilight Princess. Skyward Sword, because I never had the Nintendo Wii.
Oh.
So like I don't know, like, but I'll like enter scenarios where they're like someone will ask you something and it's like, yeah, sure, or no, I don't know if I'll do that. And then everyone's like, leave me alone. And I think I don't know if you like choose the others, if it like affects the story. I'm choosing more of the positive responses. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. Like, I mean, it can only be good stuff, I imagine. So far,
yeah. There was a game I played where you could choose. Oh, what was that game? It was with the big daddies, and you were in the world.
BioShock.
Gosh, sorry,
BioShock.
Yeah, BioShock.
Okay.
Where you could choose to do good things or you could choose to do bad things, and that changed the ending.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I always wanted to go back, and of course I'm always good because I like to pretend that I'm a good guy.
Right.
Then I wanted to go back and be the bad person and see what the ending was, but I guess I could just go on YouTube and see.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
and see what it is.
Save yourself like 10 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see who's in the chat here today. Roberta saying we got a ringer. Yeah. Artist formerly known as Jesse say what is in a show. Psycho Cleveland was here. Also just great. It looks like he's having like half a conversation that he posted. Psycho, what's going on with you?
Do you have a lot of original art?
Original art?
Yeah.
I have one or two. I think I have two pieces of original art. There's an irredeemable cover when I was sick in the hospital with pancreatitis in 2019. A lot of my friends from the Omnibus group at the time, headed up by Ryan Sayce, chipped in money and got me the original cover to the last issue of Irredeemable. And then I got the issue and sent it to, and saw Mark Waid at Baltimore Con, talked to him, and he agreed to sign the book because I couldn't find it at the con, number 37. And so he actually gave me his address and said, don't show it to anybody. And so I sent it, got it signed, and then I have it hanging, both of them together in the BatCave, the outer part of the BatCave.
Okay, nice. And
then I have an original art to the first issue that I am still paying for of Harley and Ivy Eat, Bang, Kill tour. From, I think her name's Zoe. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. She's Italian. Zoe Lache.
Okay. I don't know who that is.
I think she's headed to be very popular. She's really talented.
Yeah.
Very talented, and she's sort of just catching on here in America.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have any original art. I have like a print. I actually thought of this. The reason why I asked is because of Tim Sale. I met him at Comic-Con 8 years ago, and I got like a really cool print where like it's right there. Can't really see it. I can grab it. Don't know if it'll reflect. Kind of will reflect. It's like Batman like on a gargoyle.
Oh yeah.
But then like up and through here, you got like Poison Ivy's vines, and then he like kind of incorporates a couple of the different villains in different ways. Like it's very hard to see, but like Catwoman's hanging here, and stuff like that. So it's not original art, but
still cool.
Yeah, signed to me. You know, it said to Rick. So it's
that's awesome.
Yeah, he was super nice. He was. I probably talked to him for like 15 minutes. He was one of those people that like, even though he had a line of people, he didn't like rush you off and was like, okay, like you pay for your print, you pay for your signature, like move along. So
that's great that you got to spend so much time with him.
Yeah, I didn't bring any books, so because I'm like I don't know, like when you've been to cons, how do you bring your books? Do you bring like a
rolling suitcase?
Yeah. I think I brought a couple books. Like I got one signed by Mike Allred, and that's like all I put in my bag. He was also really nice. Him and his wife, they were super friendly. At the time, my wife was pregnant and she was with us, so they were talking to us for a while too. So
when was that?
Let's see, my son was born in 2015, so 2015. It was like a couple months before he was born.
Oh, cool. I would love, well, now that's, if Mike Allred was at a con, I would like to get something signed by him.
Yeah, he was really funny. And like, he was doing like little sketches for people. So I had a custom bound Fantastic Four run. So the Matt Fraction / Allred run. I got that in single. So I got that custom bound before they had the Omni.
Oh, yeah.
But I liked Allred's art, so I got like it was never like a main cover for any of the issues, but it was like a variant. I got that as like the main cover. So he opened it up and he sketched on the inside, and the inside page was white. So he sketched and then his wife colored it in, and they both signed it.
That's so boss.
Yeah.
What a team they are.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Speaking of team, segue. organic priced books, the code's Omnidog for $2 off at organic priced books. My wife made these for me. These are really cool.
Oh, nice.
And then $2 off with code Omnidog. And then 5% off. This is how good my editing, and this is what I pretend to do instead of edit. 5% off shipping 3 or more books together with code Omnidog shipping together at organicpricebooks.com, who helps me out. I appreciate it. Organic Price Books. And I'll plug them 70 or 80 times during the show.
They're great. Their packaging is awesome. You know what I love also about their packaging is a little note that they put in there for the UPS with the with the little bylaw about like what constitutes media mail.
That's for the post office. Yeah. That is awesome.
Because when I've sold books before, and I've got my post office can be kind of weird. They're like, "What are you selling? For like, that's this much money." And I'm like, "Oh, it's a collected comic books." And they're like, "Oh, you can't send those." And I actually saved. I was like, "Well, I've shipped these a ton of times, and they've never been turned back." And sometimes I'll reuse the notice that Organic Price Book sends if I send stuff out.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. And I was like, "Oh, you gotta like check section 13A, whatever it is." And this one guy was not very happy. He's never happy when I go there. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna look that up." And then I went a couple weeks later. He's like, "Turns out you're right."
Yeah. You're right, Flesh. It's the ads thing. You can't ship floppy issues if there's ads in them, but collected editions you can. When I was at my sister's, when I was on the great back in 2016, the great Northwest comic buying spree, where I was buying tons and tons of books for the original omnibus group, I took probably 25 boxes at once to the post office there in Jacksonville, Oregon, and they immediately cut a couple open to check, and I just said, just be gentle with them. And I mean, they just immediately did it with that many packages. So they are allowed to open media mail to check it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went the other day with 6 packages, and I walked in, and the guy just like I could just see me right across. He was not happy I was there.
Well, one of the only good, there are probably some good things that happened because of COVID. I guess people are washing their hands more, so that's good. But my post office just put out a big, huge bin basket for you to drop off your paid pre-addressed packages, which is what I always have.
Oh, nice.
So I just go in, dump them in, bye, and then walk out. It's especially great at Christmas time because you just cut in line and say, "Excuse me, these are paid for. I have to put them inside." As people are standing out in line shivering in the cold. I'm special. No, I don't say that.
Is your post office far?
Sorry?
Do you have to go far for your post office, or is it pretty close?
7 minutes.
Oh, nice.
It's really easy. It's just up the parkway.
Yeah, mine's like, I think just 2 miles, like a couple back roads and onto the main road, and it's super fast. Although I have, you ever seen Funny Farm? You remember that old movie with Chevy Chase?
Oh, Funny Farm. Yeah.
Where he plays the writer that like retired, like he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go move to the country and I'm gonna write the great American novel."
Yeah.
He's got the crazy mailman who just chucks the mail like at his house.
Right.
So when my wife and I moved to this house, every mail person that we've got has been like that crazy mail guy. I'll be working in my office and I'll hear like a thump on the door every now and then, thinking like it's an animal or one of my kids running into the door, and I'll walk out. And as I walk up to the steps, I can see the mail person getting into their car. They clearly got halfway into my front yard and just like chucked it at my door. Like,
yeah, I found out that UPS, FedEx, and the post office legally don't have to bring it to your door. They can just leave it at your mailbox, which is a problem if you've got a big box from Organic Price Books and it rains. So it's a courtesy that they do it. And so one time last year, I tipped the girl that was bringing me these, 40-pound boxes of my Omnis that I ordered. But recently, when they get like a temp, if the main one goes on vacation, they'll just leave it right at the mailbox. And I've had like albums out in the sun by the mailbox. And so for the whole week, I'm just staring at the mailbox, waiting for the mailman to come so I can sprint out there and get it before anybody else does or the weather does. Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, I had I was on vacation. I just got back today. And I had 2 packages arrive while I was gone. And I kept on checking the weather every day. But I was lucky. They put it next to my garage, which unless a lot of times it like blocks a lot of the rain when it's next to the garage. But it didn't rain, which is good. So yeah. Could have been worse.
Yeah, they are expensive. UPS and FedEx would offer cheaper shipping. They never give me attitude. I don't actually get attitude from my post office. It's sort of neutral. They're not a problem, but they're not always like, "Hey, it's Omnidog. Hi, how are you?" They're never like that. Why isn't the world like that, Rick?
To fill in for for Taylor, it's like Newman. The mail just doesn't stop coming.
Hello, Newman. Let's see. And call me Top Colt 45. And don't forget, OPB is currently having a summer sale with over 18 web pages full of books. Enjoy an additional 7% off on most pre-orders as of right now. Wow, thank you, Top Gun.
Are you off the pre-order train?
Yes.
Yeah.
I still have some coming in. I don't know when I'm going to get the Question Omnibus. People have already got it, and mine's still at DCBS, which has to be messed up. DCBS must be messed up like IST was 2 years ago. Because now IST is just like boom, 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 everything out the door. You get it Friday after the Tuesday you order it. Right. And like OPB is like your package has already been sent on a Sunday. But DCBS is like, yeah, we have your books here. We'll get to it when we want. I'm like, oh.
I think the last one that I will get is Avengers by Hickman Volume 1, the omnibus reprint. It's supposed to come out, I think, this summer, but it got pushed back to October. So that should be my last one, and I have a couple more in between. But I've gone back to the weekly.
Yeah,
it's nicer.
Rodimus Prime Ribs having a salad. Here watching the stream while the kid eats delicious food while I eat a salad. Big J today says salad on a Sunday. That's dedication.
He's got to change his name. He can't be Rodimus Prime Rib anymore. He's going to be like
Rodimus
Cobb Salad or Rodimus.
Rodimus Cobb Salad. Yeah, you got to change it, Rodimus. Taylor looks different. Yeah. Cycle, you're with us. Are you done reading Goiter yet? Let's see. I'm lucky my post office guys love me. Pro tip, Jess's $2 code works on gift cards. So if you guys want to get together and send me a gift card and use my own code on it, you can save $2 using Omnidog. Thanks. It's not that bad. 4th of July weekend, we're going to go in barbecue mode. There we go.
That's right. Balance. It's all about balance.
Balance, exactly. Large blizzard for dinner. Natural Bridge brings up a good point. Hey, Jess, have you read any new Jeff Lemire book like Maze Book, Primordial, or Passageway? As a matter of fact, I am going to read those 3 books and make a video on them this week, Natural Bridge. I may even mention you as reminding me of that. Wait, where's my pen? Natural Bridge. Remind Jim Lemire. Natural Bridge. I like to give shout outs when I can because Lemire is just like pumping out the material.
Is Passageway an image book?
I don't know. I have it on my iPad, so I don't know. Is it Natural Bridges Passageway? Maze Books from Dark Horse. Primordial, I think, is from Image. I have it, but I don't know. I have Primordial out there, the other part, and Passageways on my iPad.
Oh, it's Image with Andrea Sorrentino.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta get
And that's going to be a series of 12 books on the Bone Orchard series. I don't know a thing about it. I have to read this book. But I think it's going to be 11 more creative teams giving their take on whatever this thing is that they've created.
Oh, cool. I got to check out all 3 of those.
Yeah.
Lemire was like, when I got back into comics in 2012, The Underwater Welder was like one of the first books that I got. And
oh, nice.
Probably still, well, next to Gideon Falls is probably my favorite Lemire book.
Ah, okay, good. I haven't finished Gideon Falls. I still have the 6th trade that I need to read. I've been putting it off because part of me wants to upgrade and the other part of me knows I really shouldn't upgrade. I should just finish the series.
I'm almost making myself be patient and wait for hardcovers for most things I know will likely be a hardcover, or just being okay if they don't, and then just purchasing it digitally later if that's what I have to do or something.
Yeah, I did manage to hold out for Ascender. I saw Ascender, which I think is by Lemire. Is getting like a November release, and so I didn't read any of it. Loved Descender, but I haven't read any of Ascenders because I knew it was going to get a hardcover, and so I've held out on that one.
Yeah, there's just like certain artists and writers that I think will eventually do a hardcover,
right?
And then others, you just you're rolling the dice.
I got that. I also got that cool limited Maze book, OHC. It was very expensive and is the last major expensive book I'm going to get. Peace and love. I am not buying any more limited edition books. No.
There's only what, like 200 or 300?
I don't. Where is that thing? Wait a sec. It might be right out here. I feel like I opened it up and set it down. Yeah. Oh, this looks nice. It's got like Maze book written in thread on it. I haven't even opened it yet.
Oh, that's cool. It's like stitching.
Yeah, and then here's the Maze with thread going through it. So I haven't opened it yet. Ooh, it's got a ribbon. Nice.
Yeah.
I should think so for the money. Where do I have? Don't I have something to open it with?
I think now 10 years of collecting again, I think I've finally determined that my favorite format size are like deluxes or those like Dark Horse Library Edition Image deluxes.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I'm, about to pass, reach 40 and things are going to start getting a lot harder for me, I'm like, do I really want to hold these huge omnis when I'm reading them?
Yeah. Oh, I hear you. My favorite format is like the Marvel OHC. I'd much rather have 5 Immortal Hulks than 2 Omnis or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I love books with ribbons.
Yeah. This has got, well, there's 1,000 of them.
That's still pretty low.
It's signed. Whoop.
Oh, 196.
Yeah, I'm 196 out of 1,000. And here's like the Maze book guy, I guess. I know nothing about this book except people are raving about it.
You got it at a good number, because as he gets closer to 1,000, it's gonna be like a P bag signature where he's just gonna put like
Or he just blows the postcard in there and says forget about it.
Yeah, he's just gonna dip his finger in ink and just splash it on the page.
Yeah, Aiku shocked that I took the seal off the book. Well, it's because I'm going to be reading it this week for Natural Bridge. And it does have, whoa, look, it's got red, like deckled edge or red edges. I don't know if they're deckled. Let's see. Wait, where's the... Okay, the ribbon's in here somewhere. Here's the ribbon.
Oh, you know what's cool? Like the ends of the pages are like red, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
You know, this character looks familiar to me. Is that because it's drawn by Lemire? Because he looks an awful lot like...
The guy from Roughneck?
Sorry?
These look like maybe it kind of looks like the guy from Roughneck, maybe.
I was just gonna say, yeah, this character looks familiar. Has anybody read this? Is this another character that he's used before? Because he looks awfully familiar to me. I mean, it could be because I don't know. That looks like a character I've seen before in a Lemire book. Maybe that's the crazy old man that he likes to draw.
Maybe.
I don't know. This looks awfully familiar. May's book is a great, if sad, dad book. I'm a great lover of dad books. This one hit with me. Okay. That May's book OHC is nice. Great book. Reminded me of Underwater Welder. Okay.
I definitely got to get it then.
The other show, yeah. The other show I did today was an unbox and chill with Tyler and Aiku's countryman Max.
What did you unbox? What'd you get?
Well, none of them are in here now, but it was just figures. I got the big get was the Sentinel figure of Peter B. Parker from Into the Spider-Verse, which at the time Tyler found it for me was out of print and going for like $400 on eBay. And so he found it at an LCS, called me immediately. I said, yes, get it. I'll PayPal you. Of course, I waited like a month to PayPal him because he's so bad at checking PayPal. But it's the Sentinel figure is the Sentinel's the company, and it's a really cool figure of Peter B. Parker. It's got all kinds of accessories with it. Him sipping a cup of coffee, reading the newspaper while sitting on a gargoyle. And now all of a sudden it's being re-released later this year, which they never do. Sentinel never does. I mean, the Miles figure is still out of print or out of production, whatever you want to say. So, yeah, Bunkmaster, this is Rick. Rick from Rick's Rambling Reviews on Instagram, also known as Rick, old friend of the show.
That's right. Taylor Fillin.
Taylor Fillin. Yeah, Taylor had a wedding to shoot tonight with his... maybe that's what it is. Characters have similar... Oh, James, come on, similar design to Sweet Tooth Jeopard. Okay, let's spell James. Come on, similar. Are you talk to texting this? Silmer? No. James, you're way better than this. Come on, I believe in you. Type out similar for me. Just come on, buddy. You can do it.
You missed a question. There was a question earlier from John Mooney. He said, Jess, who's your favorite actress to portray Catwoman in the 60s show?
Oh, where's John saying that?
824.
824. Thank you. Oh, there it is. There's John. How's it going, John? Jess, who is your favorite actress to portray Catwoman in the cult? The 60s show, known as Batman 66 now. Can I say Yvonne Craig as Batgirl? That was my huge crush and is still my huge crush, even though she's passed away. God bless her. I guess Julie Newmar, because she was the first one I was exposed to. I liked Eartha Kitt. I liked Lee Merriweather, but I think I had a more of a child crush on Julie Newmar, who was also on a Star Trek episode that I loved.
Was Lee Merriweather the one in the movie?
Yeah.
That's the only one. I only remember her and Eartha Kitt.
You don't remember Julie Newmar? Okay, goodbye. Get out of here. What's wrong with you? There's a lot I missed. Okay, Flesh is paying a lot for his P.O. box. Oh, and Rodimus is in Puerto Rico. Over here, they honk, and if you don't get out and receive the package, they just leave it on the porch. Well, the porch, that's pretty cool. FedEx drivers sometimes don't even bring our package near our door. They leave it at the bottom of the stairs leading into our complex. Ugh. My PO workers always say, Mr. Jackson, why are you so popular with the packages? I wish I was this popular. That's a nice post office. Sometimes with a PO temp worker, we'll put the package right in front of the door and you can't open the door without knocking the package over. Well, my temp worker leaves it out on the street. So
I had two 40-pound packages come one day. One was shipped via FedEx and one was shipped via the Postal Service, and they both showed up at the same time.
Where was your wife?
She was home. She knew they were coming. But I made sure the blinds were closed. I didn't want them to see me because I could tell they were both going to be really pissed. They're probably like, what the hell is this guy's problem?
I got two 40-pounders in a day. And the next time the girl came, I saw that she was the one that brought the heavy boxes. And that's when I went out and I flipped her a couple of 20s and said, thank you. But I don't know if she's still delivering or not. They switch off a lot on our route. I don't know why. But they switch off a lot on our route. Let's see. Rodimus has so many pre-orders with OPB, it's ridiculous.
Did you get the Catwoman omnibus?
I'm sorry?
Did you get the Catwoman Brubaker?
I did. I just got it.
I gotta order that from OBP. That and, the new Lock and Key book, The Golden Age.
I want to see how big that is.
It's deluxe. I think it's deluxe size.
And what does it contain? Like, I feel like with Lock and Key, they put out these in the beginning, right after Lock and Key finished, they'd put out like another story. And it would be like $20 for this dinky little hardcover that was one story. And I said, I'm not doing this again. So
it's like it's three stories, and I think it's like 200-300 pages.
Oh, okay. That sounds worth it.
And it has like the crossover with Sandman in it. Yeah, it's 264 pages and deluxe size.
And how much is it?
On OBP, let me see.
Well, I don't. Yeah, sure. OBB. Yeah. Yeah, I love Royal City 2, Natural Bridge. That's a great book.
$25.
Even. Oh, that's a good deal.
Yeah. And it's deluxe size. So if you have the IDW collections or if you have the recent omnibus, they call it a compendium, they're all the same like height.
Oh, okay. I have the deluxe 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, that's what I have.
So it'll be the same height. Okay, good. Let's see. Non-new character. Jeff just isn't super technical. Okay, it's how he draws all his old men. Okay. Lemire art looks like Lemire art. I get it. I think that means, guess. Characters have, we already jammed him up for that. Lars says, I would say that May's book has a lot in common with Royal City. Okay. Catwoman Omnibus is on back order on OPB and sold out on IST. Wow.
I do like that about OBP is that they will still list the book on the site, even if it's on back order. Because with IST, it just disappears.
Yeah.
And then it will randomly come back. Like you can keep it on your wish list, but it's like, I don't know. I like the option on OBP to be able to just go ahead and order it know that I'm gonna have to wait 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but that it eventually will come. And I've done that a couple times with them, and it came, I think, within like a week or a week and a half, even though they said it was gonna be 2 weeks. So
I got the Catwoman Omni and gave my trades to Geo because
Oh, yeah.
Geo's helped me out so much. No, not quite. There you go, James. Good. Nice job. You're my guy. You are my guy. Big J today says, Rodimus, what have you pre-ordered? Okay, I'll let these guys talk about what they pre-ordered. Oh, nah, it's interesting. Pre-ordered Extreme X-Men, Spider-Man 2099, Spider-Verse, Geddon, Omni, Hick Avengers, No Man's Land Volume 2, Grayson. Whoa, this is serious. Grayson, Animal Man, War of Kings, and I am missing some. That's a lot of books.
That's like 2 Calyx cubes there.
Yeah. Natural Bridge. I just did a video. If you go into my library, and Rick can answer for himself when I'm done sucking up all the oxygen from him. I just did a video. Oh, no. We're going to be reviewing on Crime Corner tomorrow. Oh, I have a show tomorrow with Joe Goose. It's the last Sunday of the month. It's the 26th. Oh, it's
wow.
my wife's birthday. We may have to postpone that to the following Sunday. I better consult. Anyway, we're going to be reviewing the latest Reckless book by Brubaker and the Parker Martini edition Last Call. I wasn't aware that my wife was going to be taking the whole weekend to celebrate her birthday when I scheduled that with Joe. And now it turns out she's taking the whole weekend to celebrate her birthday, which is fine. I like that when she does that for me too. So Natural Bridge, I don't think we're going to be able to do it tomorrow, but we might be. I'll figure it out and put a notice out to my subscribers, of which you are one, right? Natural Bridge, you're a subscriber to Omnidog's Vault. Yes, of course you are.
I've read all 4 that have been released.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
I think I feel like I've already made a video that talked about my favorite books of the year, Natural Bridge and Rick. There was like 2 weeks ago, and Reckless was included in that.
Yeah.
Because it's right here, and it focuses on Anna, and it's awesome. Is this the latest one you read?
Yeah, that one was a lot of fun. I know it doesn't follow Ethan. Like,
Yeah.
you know, he's in it like a little bit, but what's the one before that one? They like the third one like kind of leads right into that one.
Destroy All Monsters.
Yeah. Like they're not connected, but Destroy All Monsters at the end kind of hints at the next story, but they're phenomenal.
It's I don't like, well, yeah, it hinted at it. Jess, will that toy thing be online on YouTube or is it another channel? Oh, Aiku, it's on SSD Toys. It was not my channel. It was on Tyler's channel. It should be up. We did it live at noon my time almost 9 hours ago. John Mooney has a question. Have you both watched the site? Oh boy, Aiku's been promoting the heck out of this series. Love, Death, and Robots. Yeah, Aiku has been hammering that one at me for a long time. I want to see it.
You got a big list, you know?
Yeah, I'm not taking any more recommendations now, John. Peace and love, but I've declared no more recommendations. I have too much to do.
You know what? Everyone should just consolidate their recommendations, and then a year from now, then come back to you with them and see if you're open for recommendations.
Or if I've watched them.
Oh, yeah.
Because I said I wasn't going to watch anything. Omnicat I pledged to Omnicat that I would watch Stranger Things, but now that we're almost 45 minutes into the show, I watched 2 3/4 episodes of Ms. Marvel today, and that's my show. I'm going to be following that for the rest of the summer or however long it is. As much as I love the book, Ms. Marvel, and we'll get into this in a sec once we get done with viewer tangents. I love the show. It's crazy good.
Yeah, I've seen an episode and a half, and I watched the first episode, never having read a Miss Marvel comic.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
I knew like generally like who she was, like how she got her powers in the comics, and I knew it was supposed to be different in the show. But I thought the first episode and a half have been phenomenal. I love like the choices that they've made
Yeah.
with doing certain things, like how they like articulate the text message conversations in the first episode is phenomenal. Because usually, it's you're just hearing the like the click 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 and the pop-ups when you see it in a movie, but how they incorporate it into the scenery and like what you're seeing on the screen, very original in my opinion.
Well, we might as well talk about it now because we're talking about it, and you're right. I love how the graphics blend in with the live action to represent, like when now I want to call him Brian because that's what the other kid keeps calling him, Bruno. Yeah, like if Bruno's not feeling good when he gets back home, the neon sign right above him is a frowny face.
Yeah.
And I love how they've incorporated the graphics and the animation sort of bits into it. Now it's different. We'll get into both of these. We can get into them right now if you want. I loved the book Ms. Marvel by G. Willow Wilson. I've read it several times, and I like it all the time that I read it. G. Willow Wilson is a convert to the Muslim faith. The show, I think the show leans into the Muslim faith even more than the book.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I don't want to spoil anything, but we can give like an overview. I don't know how many episodes of Ms. Marvel have been released yet, but 3. I've watched. Sorry,
just 3.
Oh, okay. So I'm almost all caught up. I have 7 minutes left.
I think there's supposed to be 6, so you're halfway through.
Okay. They lean into the Muslim a faith even heavier because they show prayers in the mosque. And I will say I have a major crush on her friend Knox, the one that wears the head cover.
Yeah.
There's no way she's 16. She's got to be 25. But the actress they have playing Kamala is amazing. The script is amazing. The acting's amazing. Well, okay, I'm a little bit ahead of you. So, there's Department of Damage Control, which I don't think I had ever heard of, but I'm also not the most knowledgeable Marvel reader. Maybe I think there's a title called Damage Control, but these officers from Damage Control get Ms. Marvel, or the use of social media is just totally leaned into also, because people get Ms. Marvel, on Twitter, Instagram, whatever, YouTube, and then she trends, and they call her Nightlight or something at first, some dumb name. But I love that what I love about the show is that she acts exactly like an outsider teenager at that age would act. Very kind of uncomfortable, awkward, has a couple of best friends that she feels natural with. Not good at sports. she's um she's very good at acting awkward. She's very good at with her family. I assume that her family is I don't know about Pakistani families, so but it looks legit as far as I can tell. The way her family acts around her, it's still that part is true to the book with her religious brother and her sort of hovering parents. And but I think what makes it really exciting, besides the plot, which is really well done, is the way they incorporate those graphics with the social media aspect in it, and just sort of push it into the forefront and blend it into the background, so really seamlessly. It flows really well.
Yeah, I like so same here. Like I don't know a lot about like the Muslim faith or like what a Pakistani family is typically like, but what is actually what's portrayed on screen seems to, come right off the page. And I feel like all the actors and actresses do a really good job of making it feel like you get sucked into the show. I feel like very easily you could watch a show with a teenage girl and her parents, and it's very like cliched conversations between the two where or any of the family members where it all seems natural and true, what again to what I presume what that may be in like a in that type of household, or even just in like me growing up and remembering it was
Yeah,
like in my household, like so.
sure. Like if well, same with my household. My mom and dad, I was pushing boundaries at 16 and they were pushing back, and I'd sneak out of the house and have confrontations with them. And so it's and they partition off the women in the mosque. I think that was in the first episode.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know, but that makes sense now, I guess, according to the Muslim faith. But I mean, you learn a lot about Muslim customs, which I thought was fascinating. You learn a lot about the partition back during World War II of India when the British occupiers, the Brits were in India for a long time, and then they split it between, Pakistan and India, and then Bangladesh a little bit down there on the bottom. But by the third episode, it's apparent who the bad guys really are. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
And in the third episode, there's a bunch of really great action as the bad guys get exposed. At this point, it seems, and first of all, not first of all, because I'm in the middle of talking about it, but I have to say, I committed the cardinal sin. I became that which I hate the most, and that is a criticizer of something before I see it. I didn't like that she wasn't an Inhuman and that she didn't stretch like Mr. Fantastic, like in the book, and that I didn't like that supposedly her powers were magic or whatever, and that she had like electric arms or something. And that was stupid of me, because if it's just as cool what they've done to her in the show, made it even more rich if possible, because it has a history in her family, the way she gets her powers. I so hate that I judged it before I saw it, because I'm always telling people on the air, shut up, don't judge it till it comes out. If it comes out and it sucks, well then fine, but don't judge it. And I did that, so I suck. Okay, there, I said it. I suck.
Yeah, I didn't have any dog in the race there again because I hadn't read the comic until after I watched the first episode. But yeah, I feel like I would say one thing that I feel like the MCU does well is like for the most part is translating things from the comic book page to the screen, whether it be the movies or the shows, and still like maintaining like that like original source, even if it's like skewed a little bit. So in this case, like her powers, at least so far from what I've seen, I'm still enjoying it as much as I did in the comic. So
yeah, James said, and I don't even remember this. I saw No Way Home and I don't remember. Damage controller from Spider-Man No Way Home. Same actor from the movies are in Ms. Marvel. I don't remember that woman. That woman I think I originally saw in Orange is the New Black. She was the warden at first.
Oh, you might be I recognize the guy with the beard who at the end of one of the credits, the post credits of the first episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is the guy in No Way Home that's interrogating like Peter Parker and Aunt May and all that.
At what point? Wait, No Way Home's the one that just came out in January, right?
Yeah.
With Doctor Strange.
Right.
Okay. Well, I only saw it once, so I don't. Okay, so that's who Damage Control is. Okay, good.
And I feel like wasn't Damage Control in the comics like they would just clean up messes, where this Damage Control so far seems to be like policing superheroes.
Yeah. Okay. I haven't seen Obi-Wan, so don't anybody be talking about it in the chat. Peace and love, but I will not be highlighting any Obi-Wan comments. Don't say anything. I don't care if you don't like it. I just don't say anything about it. Oh, here's a question for you.
Yeah, it is. So Lego Batwing, Lego Tumbler, and Lego 1989 Batmobile.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I have the Lego Daily Bugle somewhere that I don't have room for just yet, so I haven't put it together.
I haven't either. I haven't put together the Rusty Biscuit from The Mandalorian yet. I still need to do that. That was a gift from my wife over a year ago for my birthday. Chris says, Iman Vellani is perfect as Kamala. I agree. Oh, wait, here's a question. Hey, Jess and Rick, have either of you read The Me You Love in the Dark by Scotty Young and Jorge Corona?
Me, not yet, but I keep on forgetting to add it to my next order because it's pretty cheap.
I read it on Hoopla last week and it was awesome. I read it twice in the same sitting because I wanted to get a little bit better feel for it. Jorge Corona is such a great artist. He did Middle West, and he also did one of my favorite books, Feathers. And
oh yeah, that's great.
Scotty Young is such a good writer. That's actually a pretty darn good horror book for a comic book. I will say that because I don't want to spoil it for you. It definitely gives you because I think it's harder in comic books to get that creepy feel that you get from movies. I definitely got a creepy feel from that book, which I think is an accomplishment for Scotty Young.
Scotty Young has been great. I've been holding off on reading Strange Academy. I pre-ordered the oversized hardcover when I thought it was going to be the first 12 issues. And then
what a ripoff.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I pre-ordered it, so I got it, at half off. So that was good. But part of me, I'm still 100% disappointed that it's only going to be 6 issues. I was like, yeah. It makes no sense.
I do want to watch The Boys. It already made the list, so you're okay recommending it, Rodimus. It's been on the list for a while. I just got the omnibus from Dynamite to review, so I'm going to try and do that this week too. Is review that omnibus. Damage Control, Black Adam. What's that?
Have you read The Boys before?
I have. Yeah, I read it. I have the definitive editions, the big oversized slipcases. I read it that way. I think I read it originally in floppies, and then I got the definitive of it. The big books, and then Dynamite sent me a copy to review. So I'm definitely going to review that this week.
Oh, that's awesome. I've never read the books, but I've seen the first 2 seasons, and they were great. They're a lot of fun.
Okay, the books are completely different from the movie.
That's what I heard.
I mean, the TV show. I don't want to give away what my review is going to be, but I will say the book is just Garth Ennis, unedited, totally raw, writing whatever he wants to write, and it's crazy. It's not for everybody. I I don't know you well enough to know. I know it's not for the Minister of Comics. It's not for Tyler either, but it is for Omar. Omar and I are both twisted enough that we loved it, the book.
I have to be in the right mood, I think. Like,
it's yeah. I'll make my review and you can watch that and see. I'm only going to be able to show about 4 pages from the omnibus. Do you guys know why they pushed back the Kates Van Omnibus release date? I can only surmise, one, there's a more acute paper shortage now than there was during the height of the pandemic. You still got problems. We still got a lot of problems with goods from other countries getting here. There's a real problem in some of the toy industry on some of the toys that have been released getting here on time. Mezco, Mayfax. So that's what I'm assuming. They probably just can't get it here especially if they're printed in China. I don't know where they're printed. Even if they're printed in Canada, there's a worldwide paper shortage right now. That makes it more expensive and that makes it harder to make. So peace and love, but that's pretty much why. I would guess.
That book's like going to be huge if I remember. It's going to be like 1,400 pages.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It's got everything. It's got the entire Venom run, even like the side stories that he wrote outside of the main Venom series, and all of King in Black and all of Absolute Carnage.
What? It has all that?
Well, it doesn't have like the tie-ins for Absolute Carnage and King of Black. It just has the main series and the Venom issues, which is all you need really for either of those.
Damage control is the reason the Vulture becomes the Vulture in Homecoming too. I need to go back and watch my Tom Holland movies. Let's see. What are we? I read the comic a while and loved it. And was just hoping it was a good show. Her powers being different really wasn't bothering me. Exactly, Chris. Definitely want to read Batman Reptilian by Garth Ennis, especially after seeing your review, Jess. Just so you know, John, I don't look at any other YouTubers or social media. I found out after I loved that book that apparently a lot of people don't. It's gotten mixed reviews apparently on Goodreads, which I also never look at. I'm there for the reading challenge so I can keep track of my books. So that book may not be for everybody. I gave it a glowing review because I loved it, but apparently it's gotten mixed reviews. So I appreciate the support, John, but I really liked it. I liked Garth Ennis's voice for Batman in that book, but it may not be for everybody. I don't know. And Chris is right. Feathers is such a sweet book. It is one of my favorite books of all time. I love that book.
Did that book end with the possibility of a second one?
Oh, I think there's a possibility it could continue. Yeah. Aku is here. The Me You Love in the Dark was very good. You're right. I read his Middle West and Strange Academy. Both very good. You are right. I agree with you.
Feathers, was that Oni Press or was that Boombox?
Let's see. Where's Feathers? Feathers, where are you? Usually that's a book. Oh my gosh. I think I moved Feathers for some reason. I don't know.
I know it's not Miss Marvel, but this is also kind of is like, I feel like in the same vein, these, small little trades, but this second Jonah and the Impossible Monsters by Chris Samney.
That's supposed to be great.
Yeah.
I have both of those and I haven't read them yet.
If you like Feathers, I think you'll like that.
Oh, okay, good.
And you like Wind. So I feel like they're all they have that same vibe to them.
Feathers is by Archaea. I love when show and comics are their own thing. Copy paste would be boring since you'd already know everything. That's a good point. Talk about The Boys and Invincible. I'm reading Invincible for the first time and I'm loving it. Can't wait to finish it and watch the show. Yeah, I'm always... but I said The Boys was already on my list. I'm not taking any new recommendations. The Boys is already on my list to watch. So you can suggest The Boys. You can also suggest Ms. Marvel and Obi-Wan because those are already on my list, or a bunch of other things that are on my list. So
when you watch something on your list, are you then putting something new on your list? Or are you waiting till your list?
No, I put a big green little check mark from my iPhone on it.
Yeah.
And then I just go on to something new on my list. I'm always stuck on volume 3 of Invincible. I keep rereading it and finishing book 3 saying, gosh, this is good. I want to finish it. And I just haven't finished it. I've had all the volumes forever.
I've never read that or seen the show, and I don't want to watch a show until I've read the series. So I'll probably watch it in like 10 years.
Yeah. So we're both digging Ms. Marvel, the show. And I loved G. Willow Wilson's writing of Ms. Marvel, the book. I felt like, okay, you haven't seen The Wedding yet in episode 3. I will say it felt like there's a disaster that happens at the end, like sort of a flood. Wait, there's like a natural disaster that happens and the whole community gathers for safety in the gym at the end. And they do this big like Bollywood dance. And that's the wedding is joyous. I won't say anything more than, well, how can you spoil a wedding? The wedding is joyous and fun and culturally different, but the same thing that makes all weddings special, the love between the two people, is very evident in the wedding. And I love the Bollywood dancing in it. And it reminded me of the gym scene at the end, not the end, but close to the end, where the natural disaster was happening and they're all saying, live for the moment, let's dance. I love that kind of dance they all did.
Whereas in the comics, it's leading up to Secret War, so it's like the last days.
Okay, right. That's what that is. It's Secret Wars. Okay. Yeah. I had forgotten that.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to look them up before the show started, but I would say in almost every issue, there was some quote or something that just, I felt that G. Willow Wilson did an amazing job of like really something that resonated with me. Like maybe it's like where I am now in my life and the things that were said, but I was, I was reading it on my phone, which isn't ideal when you're reading a comic, but I was on vacation and using the Marvel Unlimited app. And I should have honestly taken screenshots because they were, very inspirational and like very thought provoking.
Oh yeah. That would have made it a better show. No, okay, I'm kidding you.
But yeah, I think so far they're both comparable and that they're excellent. I mean, I now want to read the follow-up series because I think Saladin Ahmed does. I know at some point he writes Miss Marvel. I don't know when it is.
Yeah, I haven't read any of that because I'm waiting for it to get collected too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to read that too.
And just like with the show, I feel that, again, from an outsider knowing nothing about really the Muslim religion or Pakistani life, the comic and the show both do a really excellent job, I think, of giving you that perspective, and probably helps that she's a convert and practices the faith as well. So
yeah, I agree. And it helps normalize the Muslim faith, especially here in America after 9/11, where we demonized all Muslims, just blanket demonized them all.
Right.
I think the show helps us realize that they're people like all of us. They have the same hopes and dreams that everybody else does. They're like normal people. And I feel like the show does an especially good job of having us see that, you know, they're regular people. They just have a different religion and culture. And America's supposed to be the big melting pot where at one point we welcomed immigrants into this country. And I won't get into it further than that. No, peace and love, peace and love. But the show does an excellent job of organically making Muslim people and their faith and religion and culture, rather, just part of America and part of Jersey City.
Yeah, like we were saying earlier, like the conversations Kamala has with our parents or things that are happening in our life happen to you, happen to me, or happen to someone that we know. Like they're not very different. The only difference is they come from a different background than we do.
Yeah, I will say to enjoy it more, I put on subtitles because a lot of the chatter gets picked up in subtitles that I was missing listening to it. English subtitles. And some shows I do that with, and some movies too, where there's a lot going on and I'm just not picking up what I want to hear. I'll put on subtitles. I don't know if that makes me old, or I don't care if it makes me old. It helps me enjoy the show more because I picked up on a lot more than had I just been trying to listen to it.
Yeah, I almost exclusively watch most shows with subtitles because certain accents, like especially if you're watching a show with someone with a really thick British accent, my wife and I'd be like, "What did that guy say?" And we rewind it, turn the volume up, like even turn the volume up, play it again, be like, "I still didn't hear what he said." So then, we just almost now just keep the subtitles on all the time, and you can kind of, not have to interrupt your viewing of a show, and you can kind of be like, "Oh, okay, that's what he said." Like,
Chris Brogan really likes the Saladin Ahmed run too. Good. Here's a question for you from John.
I would say Reckless. I don't really read a lot of like monthlies. I usually wait until they're in a trade, mostly because I think I'll forget month to month. So I almost need to read like 6 issues at a time or 12 issues at a time and be able to fully digest it.
Yeah, collected editions are so much easier for me to read.
Like I'm a little afraid. I haven't read Ninja Turtles in a while. I'm 3 collections behind. So
I have 10, 11, and 12 to read still.
Yeah, so I think I might have to reread 9 and then read 10 through 13 or something, whatever it is. Because I might just wait till October because the 14th collection comes out, I think, in October. So
I'm not getting that. I have a perfectly filled Billy shelf with 1 through 13, and 14 starts the new series, even though it has Alopex on the cover.
Alopex on the cover.
I love Alopex. I love her on the cover. Peace and love. No, I am done. Cycle. I'm not familiar with this book. Cycle, you read the most interesting stuff. If you want me to, perhaps. Who even puts it out? Well, 12 fit in a Kallax cube. I think I could fit more in a Kallax cube because 13 fit in my regular Billy cube. So I think I could put. I wonder what the dimensions are. I think Kallax looks bigger.
I think like you could maybe 13 in 1 cube.
In a Kallax?
Yeah. Like mine are doubled up right now. I'm in dire need of extra space, but
yeah.
Until I get
No, Fantagraphics is getting none of my business after that blow card signature from P Bag. Peace and love. No, I will see if I can hoopla it or read it online somehow free, but I am not paying any money to Fantagraphics. They just they will not get my business after they shafted me on that hate.
I finally went to go sign up on Hoopla the other day.
Oh,
'Cause
good.
I know Taylor swears by it.
Yeah, same with
Got halfway through-
Omnicat.
I got halfway through the registration process and I couldn't find my library card. And then it was the day I was leaving for vacation, and I had to just give up and say that it wasn't worth searching for while I was loading up my car.
Cycle. I got the hate hardcover collection, and I could have gotten it much cheaper, but I said I would love P Bag's signature in it. It was supposedly came with a book plate. The book plate was a piece of paper from a Holiday Inn, practically, with just P Bag on it that I almost accidentally threw away with the invoice. I thought that was a crappy thing to do, especially to charge that much and make it such a bad book plate. Then and I didn't get the monster book from Fantagraphics with Barry Windsor Smith book plate, because I thought, well, if they're going to jack me around with a P Bag book plate, and then they go and make it a really nice book plate on the book Monster by Barry Windsor Smith, I'm like, what the hell? They could have done that for me. So yeah, not even.
You know, the random cards I get in the mail from realtors who are telling me that my house is in a desirable neighborhood and they want me to sell it, they give me a better signature than that.
Cycle, you look into it and get back to me, and you make sure that you make sure you take care of it for me. Get on the phone to Fantagraphics and you take care of it. No, Peter Bag is the name of the creator, and he calls himself P Bag Silver Age Omnibus. Mary Jane? I could beat Mary Jane 1-on-1, maybe. I think Mary Jane from Spider-Man could kick my ass in basketball. I suck at basketball. I always did, even as a young man.
Yeah,
Especially as a young man.
I always seem to push the ball towards the net as opposed to like get the actual arc. So.
I couldn't even properly dribble. For a free throw, I had to do the granny shot. You know, between the legs and think. Good, Cycle. You do that. Okay, so we've talked about our topic. Ms. Marvel, we dig the show. We dig the book. We think you'll dig it too. I'm excited about seeing the last 7 minutes of the show and then finishing or starting my quest up on the TV, or else I'll do it first thing in the morning. So we're open to tangents for the next 10 or 15 minutes if you like. Remember where to go. My fancy cards that my wife made up for me. Organic price books. $2 off with the code Omnidog at Organic Price Books. And then 5% off shipping 3 or more books together with the code Omnidog. Ship it together. Their packaging is amazing. They get the books out right away if you've ordered them.
I think they do weekly videos on YouTube.
They do. I think Wednesday nights. Yeah.
Yeah. 5-hour video for the Bugle.
Cycle, stop yelling. Rick and Jess, 5-hour video assembling. Oh, 5 hours? It took me like 3 hours to do the Batmobile, and that was this big.
It took me 8 hours.
8 hours. Okay.
I did like an hour increments. I mean,
yeah.
Putting together Legos is very therapeutic, I would say. It's relaxing, you know, if you want to just
Oh,
shut off.
Cycle thinks you're going to be done with a Daily Bugle in 3.5 hours. I think that's way under what you'll be doing.
I have 2 kids. There's no way I'm doing anything.
And I have a wife that wants me to do stuff around the house, so there's no way. And I got to do the Rusty Biscuit first anyway. That has state government sanctioned appeal from my wife. My wife is the one that gave it to me, so I snuck in Daily Bugle. So it would be cool for you to find a way to have those signs hung up behind you for your shows. That's a good point, but they're also kind of small, so I kind of have to hold them right here. And it's funnier because then I can say that I'm editing it in. So there you go.
Your Omnidog light behind you that your daughter got you.
This one?
Yeah, I found this guy on Instagram that does 3D printing of basically anything you could imagine, and I have a feeling I'm about to go down like a rabbit hole of different, 3D lights that I can mount on my wall somewhere. Like he does like the Marvel sign. He's got like a Back to the Future one. I saw Cobra. If you ever watched GI Joe or know what GI Joe was from like the 80s.
I do not.
Yeah, like basically anything you want, he can make into a sign with this 3D printer, and they're pretty awesome.
Wow. I can highlight this, the one that fades. Let me turn the lights down a little bit. That was a great gift this past Christmas from my daughter. She also gave me the Omnidog O sign here. And this thing fades or blinks and strobes different colors. I like the fade for Batman and the Omnidog right there. You can't really see that it says Omnidog from back here, but it does. It says Omnidog right here in the shape of Batman. And it's a boss gift.
Yeah. You know what else is awesome? Is your I've always liked your Metropolis, Coast City, those
yeah. And the Bottle City of Candor.
Yeah.
Star City, Metropolis, and Coast City. I got those, oh my gosh, back in the early 2000s. And then we just put them in cheap frames and hung them up.
Yeah, I
love those.
Behind my computer. When my wife and I first started dating, she got me DC was doing this thing, was it like We Can Be Heroes, and like anything that like you purchased under that like that banner, like they sent like certain percentage to help like needy children like globally and stuff like that. So it's a print recreation of Batman drawn by Jim Lee, but it's all like in watercolors, and then Jim Lee signed it at the bottom, and there's 200, and I have number 177.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Rodimus wants to know the price of that Batwing.
It was $199. I sold a couple books to justify the Lego purchase.
How recently was that? Is it still in stock, you think?
It's still in stock. I got it like a year ago. Directly from Lego. I'm also very tempted. They just announced in August they're going to come out with like a Sanctum Sanctorum.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah. And I was like, I said to my wife, I'm like, I don't know, this will look really nice next to the Daily Bugle.
Now, did you buy the lights that you can buy third party to string up inside the Daily Bugle?
No, not yet. Did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll talk to you afterwards about where you can get them. Yeah, they go they go all inside and along the Daily Bugle and light it up really properly. It's really cool. I think Joe Goose, who's not in the chat tonight, I think Joe got the lights and built the Daily Bugle with the lights, and it looks really awesome.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I don't know that we can answer this tangent question, but I can probably answer it wrongly. With Titan getting the Robert E. Howard license, will Marvel do a final money grab and reprint the out-of-print Omnis? I'll say money grab is a little cynical. You could say they would be doing people a favor that didn't get the first ones that are out of print. But if they're legally allowed to, then I would say, yeah, they probably will.
Yeah, I think it all depends on it's gonna be if they lose a license at the end of the year, I feel like it's gonna be really hard for them to print a bunch of out of print Omnis by the time they lose the license. But unless they have something written in the contract where it says we can still print the original Marvel years in this format, but Titan's taking over.
Yeah, I wonder how that works. They always say Marvel lost the license and Titan got it. It's not. I don't. It's not. I don't think it's like Marvel just goes, "Oh, where'd the license go? Holy crap, Titan's got it. How'd that happen?" There must have been some kind of decision at the top that said it's not worth the money we pay to the Robert E. Howard estate. We'll let somebody else get it. It was fun having it, but we're going to let it go now. I mean, you must have to pay some chunk of dosh.
Yeah, you got to probably pay like his estate.
Yeah.
Like money, and like one or two things to your point happens. Like either Marvel determines that it wasn't they got all they could out of it for the time that they had it, or Titan overbid.
Yeah, maybe Titan paid more than Marvel was willing to pay.
Right. That's my guess.
Yeah, that's a good point. Love your Batman lamp, Jess? Oh, sorry, I've already skipped ahead to my Batman lamp. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I know Marvel now has Planet of the Apes, but that makes sense because they bought Fox a couple years ago. So,
and is that who put out the Planet of the Apes movies?
Yeah, same with Aliens and Predator.
Oh yeah. So, I have read the only Planet of the Apes book I have read is the awesome Green Lantern classic crossover with Planet of the Apes. This is a great book. What is it about, you ask? I'm glad you asked. There's a incredibly powerful ring that the Owens on Oa the Guardians decide that it's too powerful for anyone to wield. So they banish it to another dimension, and it happens to land on Planet of the Apes, and Cornelius gets it. And and of course, Sinestro and Hal Jordan want to get it too. So they all converge on Planet of the Apes. And depending on his mood, Cornelius can go from Larfleeze-like color to Atrocitus Red Lantern color. He wields the entire spectrum in one ring.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
It is so well written. Who wrote this? This is so well written, and the art is really good. It's a story by Robbie Thompson, written by Justin Jordan. That's why it's good, with art by Barnaby Bagenda. Didn't
Robbie Thompson take over the Spectacular Spider-Man from Zdarsky?
That is knowledge that I do not have.
The name sounds familiar, and I think I like his stuff. So
he wrote the story, and then Justin Jordan wrote the book. This is such a great book. I am so glad to have this in my collection. And it's funny, see no evil, hear no evil for Planet of the Apes. I love this book.
For a second, all I could hear in my head was the Dr. Zayas song from The Simpsons.
Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas. Oh, Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas. What? And it's got Troy McClure playing. That's a great episode. That was one of the early episodes that was so funny when Phil Hartman was still doing the voices, and they did a musical for the Apes. Oh, that's how Troy McClure, I think, makes his comeback, right? By starring in the Broadway musical of Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
After he's married to Selma or somebody.
Yeah.
Yes, and James has said this is where you can get the one that I have is the special edition from CBLDF. Thank you, James. That's cool of you. I appreciate that. Phil Hartman was amazing. His Troy McClure and what was the lawyer name?
Lionel Hutz.
Lionel Hutz. You're the law talking guy.
Yeah. He was amazing. He was so good. Even on SNL. Like,
oh yeah. Yeah. He was so talented. He really was talented.
The movie's not good, but I remember him playing like the creepy next door neighbor in Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Wait, is that the one where he's fighting for the Turbo Man?
Yeah.
Oh, I only saw that once, and I really didn't like it that much.
No, yeah, it's not good. But I remember.
Well, that's the reason.
I remember him being really good. He was always like baking something for Arnold Schwarzenegger's wife, or like cooking or something. Yeah, super weird.
No, I did not. I have read no Planet of the Apes comics at all, John, except for the Green Lantern crossover.
Well, because those will be the Conan Omnis of the 2023.
Right. Yeah. The Planet of the Apes books, you'll probably want to buy all of them quickly because Marvel's going to lose that license too. It'll be lost in the editorial room somewhere in the garbage, and they'll say, "Where's that license?" Yeah, News Radio was great back in its day. Was that like the late 80s? I think it was.
No, it was mid 90s.
Oh, it was mid 90s. Okay.
Like,
I didn't. Okay.
Joe Rogan was on that before he became podcast Joe Rogan.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't even know. I don't even know who Joe Rogan is except for controversial podcaster. He was an actor?
Yeah, so he was a comedian, and he was like the maintenance guy on the show. Who else was on it? Andy Dick was on the show.
Oh, I did know that.
The main guy was the guy from one of the Kids in the Hall guys, which that show was also really funny. If you've never seen that show,
I need to see that. I just never got a chance to see it.
I only watched it like back in the day on Comedy Central because they used to air reruns of SNL and then Kids in the Hall. Like they like almost alternate them kind of during the day. So instead of doing homework, I would watch Kids in the Hall instead of
getting your comedy homework done.
That's right.
Oh, interesting. He actually appraised Ray Romano before the show aired.
Oh.
And it's not actually true that everybody loves Raymond because I didn't love Raymond. I did like his brother, but I didn't like Ray Romano. For some reason, Ray Romano doesn't do it for me. Peace and love if you like him. Good for you. Not a big fan of Ray Romano.
The dad's funny on the show.
Sorry?
The dad who's the guy who plays Frankenstein from Young Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah.
Peter Boyle.
Frankenstein.
I try to convince my wife to watch that all the time, and I show her clips, and she's like, "Oh, that's funny. I don't want to watch it."
Young Frankenstein?
Yeah.
That's one of the greatest things ever.
Yeah.
Every time I'm in like Safeway and pushing the cart and the Muzak has Putting on the Ritz on, I'm like, really loud. I love that movie.
So good.
Oh, it's so good. That was Mel Brooks at his peak Mel Brooks. I don't know what's that last comment from Silver Age Omnidog mean?
What about Jenny reprising her role in a walk through the forest where kids set off fireworks at midnight?
Oh, that's about my horror show. That's a walk through the woods at midnight. Jenny has proposed that we review The Wailing, the Korean movie The Wailing. So I can do. She's willing to do one show as and as soon as I watch that, we can do it. But she's just way too busy with her job and her kid, and Chat Omnidog is her husband. She definitely did him a favor marrying him. Jenny's great. She was I really love that show, and I wish I could get her in some other capacity, because the reason I love that show so much, first of all, she's really smart, and she and I both brought different things to the table whenever we reviewed a horror movie. She had a completely interesting, different take from a woman's viewpoint, and then I had a different take from as a man, and we each learned something from each other reviewing these horror movies. She's really smart at not dissecting, but at analyzing a movie and maybe the underlying tones in it. I love doing that show with her. I love talking to her. She's really a great person. I would love to do another show with her.
Kenny Craley's. Oh,
what?
I was gonna say Kenny Craley's got two good choices there.
Oh, Blazing Saddles! I saw with my father when I was like 15 or 16. What a great movie!
I saw Spaceballs before I saw Star Wars.
Oh, you did? Did you even understand it?
Like I think I knew general things about Star Wars. Like I knew about lightsabers and kind of knew about the Force, but like nothing specific. But I still thought the movie was hysterical. Like when he's like, comb the desert.
Cycle, don't take that out of context. I said I wish I could get her on in some other capacity, not in some other capacity. Don't leave that word out. On the show in some other capacity. Don't be starting trouble.
It may be Saturday night, but it's a family show.
Yeah. Just because I can outrun Chat Omnidog doesn't mean when he finally catches me, he couldn't beat the shit out of me. So don't be starting anything between me and Chat Omnidog about his wife. His wife is very nice.
Do you have a comfort movie?
Oh, yeah. I think that the whole family I think the whole family feels like Napoleon Dynamite is our comfort movie.
Nice.
Yeah. That's something the three of us watch over and over and just love every single time and quote to each other. I could get Kelly over here in 2 seconds if I said Patty and I are putting that movie on.
I haven't seen that in a long time, but that movie is hysterical. My aunt, who's like doesn't really watch a lot of that stuff, like loves Napoleon Dynamite. I remember when it came out, she's like, "Have you seen this movie? It's hysterical." And like anytime it's on and I go over her house, she's just like cracking up laughing.
Wait, I got sidetracked by the chat, which I shouldn't do because Cycle's always yelling at me. What's your comfort movie?
Back to the Future.
Oh yeah, okay, that's a good choice. I'd say my movie that makes me remember my childhood and makes me feel good again is probably the original West Side Story or Music Man. Those are two pretty. Music Man's a real comfort movie for me because it reminds me a lot of my mom and dad.
Yeah. I also like to watch It's a Wonderful Life. I try to watch it like around every Christmas season, but it's also like a movie you can watch any time of the year, really, even though it takes place around Christmas.
Yeah. You know, that movie did not do well when it was originally released.
Yeah.
It like tanked. Okay, Eric, I will try and set it up because that's already on the list. I'll try and set it up like this summer sometime for Jenny and I to do the whaling. Tropic Thunder is a great movie. I love Anchorman 2. Also, Anchorman 2 is okay, but the first Anchorman, freaking amazing.
That's one of the few comedies that like I'll still go back like Napoleon Dynamite and still laugh.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of times I'll see a comedy, first time I'll laugh, and then the more I watch, I'm like, oh, okay. Now I'm just like watching a movie. I'm not laughing as much.
Yeah. I'll laugh at every single thing in Anchorman. We saw it in a packed theater, so packed we went with another couple. All four of us sat in different places. The minute the movie started till it ended, you could hear me laughing straight through. I never stopped laughing at Anchorman.
When I saw it, I went with some friends and like we were laughing same through the entire thing, but the rest of the audience, like I don't think they were getting the humor. So it was just almost like complete silence from everyone else. And I remember people looking at us like, what's their problem? Why are they cackling like hyenas back there?
Yeah, that's what I got too from the woman that we were with. She was like, what was that movie about? And I said, it was about the funniest thing I've ever seen. Have you ever seen Airplane?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what this question reminds me of. Spartacus and Better. Do you like gladiator movies, Jimmy? Have you ever been in a men's locker room when Peter Graves is asking the little kid those questions? For Star Wars, always takes me back to my childhood. Yeah, I will say, and by first you mean, of course, what they call New Hope, which is just Star Wars, the movie. Yeah, that's a good one for me.
I know.
The Jerk. That's a good movie.
I know a lot of the new Star Wars stuff is like divisive, but I think I've come to, with the exception of Rise of Skywalker, I think I'm just happy to watch any Star Wars. Like none of it's so bad that I'm like, I mean, even the Rise of Skywalker, which is I don't like at all, really. But everything else, I'm like, I'm just happy to have some kind of Star Wars content.
I think we're in. I mean, this is coming from somebody that had to wait 3 years between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. People are so spoiled. We hit a point where we were getting Star Wars movies every single year, like when Force Awakens, and then we got, a movie every year. Rogue One, Solo, the 3 Star Wars movies. Now there's Star Wars on television that are great. Come on, stop. I know Star Wars fans are like the most toxic fans you possibly want. I want no part of that. I just want to enjoy Star Wars. My daughter hated Rise of Skywalker. I was entertained by it. Of course, she also hated the end of
Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah. It was like a 1-2 punch. I mean,
yeah, that was like one of the worst years of her life, she said. And I said, those are made up movies. What are you doing here?
But Solo is great. I know. Have you seen Solo?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it's one of my favorite Star Wars movies, honestly.
I think Rogue One is one of my favorite Star Wars movies. I love that movie. I could watch that all the time and be happy.
I kind of had like a Miss Marvel moment with Solo where I thought, does anyone else need to play Han Solo? Like Harrison Ford did it, right? Yeah. So I kind of like one afternoon by myself went to see Solo at the movie theaters, and I left like it was probably like the most fun I'd had in a long time watching a movie. And then I recently convinced my wife to watch, and she's like, that movie, I love this movie. It's great.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I thought Donald Glover was great as Lando.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was excellent.
Yeah. Not a big fan of Emilia Clarke in that movie. She did not show much emotional range, I don't think.
I can't pronounce the guy's name who played Han Solo, but I thought he did a really good job. He's like did his own thing, but still you could kind of see the Harrison Ford in there.
The cockiness, yeah. Oh yeah. If you're talking about Airplane, don't forget about the Naked Gun movies. Yeah, and don't forget about Police Story, the one that started it off. There were only like 7 episodes before effing ABC canceled it. That was like 1982. Was it Police Story? No, it was called something else. Police Squad. What happened to Rick? Rick, where'd you go? Oh,
I didn't think anyone wanted to see me cough. So
you can just hit the cough button, which is right there with your microphone there in the small thing below us. Yeah, that mutes your mic. Police Squad, I think it was called. That's worth watching. Same here, Jess. I just go into each new Star Wars film or TV series, hoping I will enjoy it, and for the most part, I do. Perfect attitude, Kenny. Rodimus Prime Rib says they should just start making movies using the Old Republic. Disney needs to stop milking the Skywalker saga. I'm pretty sure they're done with the Skywalker saga.
I did see a funny quote from Taika Waititi, guy directed the Thor movies. He's supposed to direct a Star Wars movie.
Oh,
and they asked him about it. He's like, "Yeah, I'm not going to make a movie about Chewbacca's grandmother or like how they got the blueprints to build the Millennium Falcon." He's like, "I'm going to do my own thing."
Good. Actually, Chris brings up a really good point. Beavis and Butthead were great, and Howard Stern's Private Parts is a great movie. Great movie. One of the few movies I own on DVD or at all.
I was like 14 when that came out, maybe 15. And I remember my friend's mom dropped us off at the movies, bought us tickets for like some animated movie. And then she was just like, yeah, she's like, I'm going to buy you tickets for this, but just go ahead and walk in to go see the Howard Stern movie.
Oh, the mom was in on it?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Cycle, even though he's yelling, is with me in my love of all things Howard Stern. And I love Private Parts. And I wish, but Howard won't do it, but I wish they would put out like a deluxe DVD, Blu-ray, where they've got like all the outtakes and stuff. I think that would be great, but Howard just won't do it.
Yeah.
Do Beavis and Butthead have a new movie out this week called Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe, only on Paramount Plus? Paramount Plus, the streaming service I got specifically for Star Trek and haven't watched it in over a year, so I am behind on Discovery and 2 seasons of Picard and whatever the new Star Trek show is with number one as played by Mystique. What's her name? The actress?
Rebecca Romaine Stamos.
Very good.
Oh, but she's not Stamos anymore.
Not Stamos anymore. Just Rebecca. She's married to the fat kid by Stand By Me, Jerry O'Connell.
Yeah.
Is Morbius? There's not going to be a Morbius 2, is there? Howard used to say that all the time in the 2000s that he wanted to put out a deluxe TV, but the studio wouldn't go for it. I don't remember that. Now he just says he doesn't want to do it because he feels like it would rip off the fans or something. But I think a deluxe DVD would sell well. I'd buy it. I've got the original, and I'd be happy to buy something with commentary by the main characters. Deleted scenes, some kind of disgusting game you could play or something. I don't know. Lars is saying, oh yeah, these are good movies. Wayne's World 1 and 2. Another comfort movie for me is The Spy Who Shagged Me. I like it even better than the first Austin Powers. I love Austin Powers, the first one, but The Spy Who Shagged Me is 100% perfection.
If I remember, I think like the first Austin Powers like wasn't a big hit, but then it was like a big hit on like VHS. So then they made The Spy Who Shagged Me.
And it was great with Fat Bastard and Mini Me. What was I going to say? Oh, when Austin Powers first came out, my wife and I went to like are you coughing again? You don't have to turn your picture off.
Oh, like my,
yeah, you don't have to turn your picture off. You just need to mute your mic. my wife and I went to a theater that had 3 or 4 theaters in it, and I had a ticket for Austin Powers, and then I decided I wanted to see Blair Witch Project. That was one of the all-time biggest mistakes I've ever made, seeing Blair Witch Project instead of Austin Powers, which I've seen 100 times since, and Blair Witch Project I haven't even revisited. I was like, that was stupid. Why did I do that?
I got nauseous during that movie.
Oh, with the camera jiggling and everything?
Yeah.
Bleh. But I've seen better found footage scary movies since then. Oh, you do have a bit of a cough. You see, he coughed, and he did not lose the human mask. He's really a human. Yes, Chris, I just said it was a bad choice. You don't have to rub it in, buddy.
And then they made a second one.
Oh, yeah. That I didn't even watch that.
Yeah.
I mean, once you know, I mean, the idea early on, like before any publicity, was that it was like a real found footage movie.
Right.
Yeah. And then I would assume the mystique is sort of gone by the time there's Blair Witch 2.
And then like I never saw the second one, but it, like I feel like it was like shot like a regular movie, so it didn't have that like the whole like appeal of the first one being like a found footage film. And
Yeah. You're being accused.
Guilty.
That sounded like a real I never saw The Happening, so I don't know about it. That does sound like you got a bit of a cough going.
Yeah, I got a little cold just in time for vacation. And
did you go? Where do you go for vacation? You don't have to tell me specifically. Are you like a beach or a mountain family, or a camping family, mountain family? Do you guys like going to the beach?
So we go to the mountains, but we like rent a house and then just do stuff like there's like a lake around there that we'll go to and all kinds of different things. Usually do that like once a year, and then maybe other trips during the other course of the year, or maybe just go somewhere for like a long weekend or something like that.
Right. Well, I'm going to be seeing you this September. We're going to go eat donuts together.
That's right.
I did. Groundbreaking movie of its time, 2001. It came out in what, 1968? I think I was 9. I think the Mad Magazine parody explained it to me as a 9-year-old because it was way over my head. As a 9-year-old, I saw it subsequently many other times. It was very groundbreaking. Open the pod door, Hal. A great time for Baturdays. Australians getting involved. What other Australians besides the Reap Man are here? Reap's a firefighter in Australia. Go firefighters.
Nice.
Yeah. Reap's a very loyal commenter on my shows.
Do they have any fires this year like they did 2020?
Reap, have you been fighting like deadly fires this year like you did 2 years ago when all of Australia was so scared? What's it like down there, buddy? And it's Sunday, actually. Was it Sunday night there or something? You guys are so far in the future.
I've never seen 2001: A Space Odyssey. I feel like it would still be over my head at 39 years old.
Well, you just sort of need to know what the monoliths represent and why it makes. I feel like you should Wikipedia it to understand the the monolith's existence. That opening scene, I think, was for its time. The opening scene, if you haven't seen it, you don't know what I'm talking about. But the monoliths appear, and the apes just start going crazy and start killing each other with bones. And it's, I mean, it's. Wait, Flesh, are you from Australia? Oh, you're from Oregon. Okay. Love your shows and attitude, Jess. Easy the bloke on YouTube. Thanks. I appreciate it a lot. Y'all ever watch Joe and Angie? I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is?
No idea.
You've stumped us both, Natural Bridge. We don't know what you're talking about. I do have to go eat dinner in about 5 minutes because I forgot ahead of time and now I'm starving. But yeah, actually we should. Joe Mama, Angie Daddy. We fell for it. Joe Mama, Angie Daddy. Get it, everybody? Oh, you sold one.
It's awesome. It's got a little hook on the back so you can hook it to your wall. Like there's a piece that has like a built-in like hook on it. I have not hung it on my wall yet, so eventually.
Why don't we? Okay, 3-minute warning, everybody. Peace and love, but we're gonna go in 3 minutes. Why don't you take this time to tell us about Rick's Rambling Reviews?
Yep, Rick's Rambling Reviews. Instagram, I do reviews, hauls, as often as I can. Mostly comics, but do some TV stuff, movie stuff here and there. I just did one about ranking my personal preference of Stranger Things seasons so far. No spoilers. Yeah,
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the rest of 3 and all of season 4 yet. Rodimus wants to know, it comes with that stand that it's on?
Yes, it does. And then like right below it comes with a Batman figure, a Joker figure, and one of his henchmen. The henchman that's got the boombox in the movie.
I
think he actually has a little boombox. You can kind of see it right there.
Oh yeah, all right.
And then they got like little gargoyles and stuff. So
cool. Cool. Can't wait for that new Lemire vid. Yep, I'm gonna pull the books and make. Well, I got the Maze book right here. And that reminds me to organic priced books. Whoop. These fancy ads that I have. My wife made me $2 off with code Omnidog on organic price books. 5% off ship. Everything shipping 3 or more books together with code Omnidog. Ship it together. So go to organicpricebooks.com.
I need to find one more book so I can use that.
Yeah, 5%'s a lot. I found that out with an order that 5% adds up. So you can find me on Omnidog's Vault here and on Instagram, Omnidogs_Vault. Best streams. Oh, Natural Bridge. Thank you. Best streams on YouTube. Peace and love. It's been a pleasure chatting with you, Jess and Rick. Thanks for answering my questions. I'll say goodnight from the UK where it's late. Thank you, John. Thank you for staying up to watch us.
Was that like 4 a.m? What?
I feel like it's like 4 a.m. there now. Yeah. Wow. So peace and love. Thank you to the chat. Thank you to Rick for filling in for the Minister of Comics. I appreciate your being able to be my co-host tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks to Organic Price Books. Thanks to everybody that watches this afterwards and has any kind of comment. Please like and subscribe. Hit that like button. Subscribe and comment. I answer all comments all the time. I love talking with people. I love talking with people through the messages and comments on YouTube. Peace and love. And I will play us out with the Baturdays song written by Redcoat Turncoat and spliced together by Geo the Magnificent. Thank you, everybody.
Baturdays, Baturdays, Baturdays.